Santos Escobar every single time. No! Did you see that?
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, and
Acknowledge us!
Hey, guys, we're here at the Red Carpet Ring. We're here to talk about WWE SmackDown highlights before Elimination Chamber. Let's get the likes of us. We come into the ring. We will cover WWE SmackDown, the go-home show for Elimination Chamber, and we'll go over the show, go over highlights, and of course, go over my final review of the show. And then we'll go over what went right, what went wrong with SmackDown. We'll go over current news and also bonus round special here. We're going to talk about WWE lost their minds with the current ticket pricing for WrestleMania 41. Let's tune into it. But before we do, let's get into the match card as advertised. Let's talk about that. Now, as we see, Cody Rhodes advertised WWE Champion. We did have Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, and qualifying matches for the United States Championship. Now, we had an opening segment here that will be of Trish and Tiffany. Now, these two came out. They're going to talk about their tag team match ahead of Elimination Chamber. Now, these two, they came and talked about the fans. Trish Stratus came out. She talked to the fans. She mentioned how one solo girl said how she know that her dad had posted on her wall. Celebrate 25 years of Trish Stratus, of course. She's definitely a WWE Hall of Famer and legend in her own right. Definitely well deserved. But they also talked about how they was prepared for the match tomorrow. Trish Stratus also put over Tiffany Stratton and how she's the future current champion. And before Tiffany could talk, she was interrupted by the women's United States champion, Toronto's own, Canada's own Chelsea Green. And that set up a match for that night. So that match was the first match on the card. It was really nothing to talk about here. Not too much to brag about. In a no contest, we saw Nia Jax and Candice LeRae interfere, as they have been doing. And Trish make the save as usual. And that was the end of that segment. Pretty much set up for the Elimination Chamber match. Let's move on to the next part of the show. We had our first match. Now, the thing about it is, before I do go into it, let's talk about it. Now, the way it worked with this tournament, you had two triple threat matches. And whoever was the winners of those triple threat matches, it will become a number one contendership triple threat. So it came down to three of these men to do it. Now, Solo, we saw he was the original part of it. He talked to Jacob Fatu. Jacob took his spot. And now it'll be Jacob versus Andrade. Oh, sorry. Let me tell you back what I said. All three one-on-one matches, and it became a triple threat, the winners of those one-on-one matches. And like I said, Solo was replaced by Jacob as Sikoa's request to bring the title home to the family. The segment they had with Jacob, Solo, and Tama Tonga backstage. LA Knight versus Santos, and Braun Strowman versus Melo. So let's get on to the first match. Great work by these men, Jacob Fatu and Andrade. They definitely did their thing. I like the flying styles of both men. They both they definitely shined. So definitely that was going on. And it resulted in Jacob Fatu getting a lot of offense. Andrade had some offensive near falls, but Jacob Fatu had his moonsault to gain a pinfall victory, and he will be the first man to qualify for the triple threat later that night. Congrats to Jacob Fatu. All right, the next part of the show we had here, we also had what was seemed like it was supposed to be, feel like it was supposed to be something, but it ended up being not. But then we don't talk about it though. We'll talk more about this later, but let's get on to another part of the show. We want to talk about the Elimination Chamber hype. Now, these are all, with the exception of John Cena, all 5 of the 6 competitors in a men's Elimination Chamber match. It first started out with Damian Priest, then it came Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. I gotta say, Seth, they roasted the way he dressed, well deservedly, because he looked like a fool. You know, I do not like Seth Rollins' character. I don't like him. He's Punk ass Rollins to me. He always will be, but that's me. Also, we have CM Punk. He cooked all the opponents except even Damian Priest. He got on. He said Damian Priest have no bad blood with you, but to sum up what he said, if I got to take you out to win this chamber, I will. Then we had Drew McIntyre complaining, and then Damian Priest, he held his own with Drew. He checked him. He said, "You're so obsessed with Punk," and Drew said he's not. And he said, "Look how you sitting." And when he was sitting right there, Indian style on an announce table, Damian said, "You're so worried about CM Punk like last year WrestleMania. When you was world champ, that allowed me to cash in on you and win the world title." I gotta say, he definitely cooked on that one. He was not lying at all. That was undisputed.
And that is undisputed.
Damian got on Drew. He also told him that he mentioned Money in the Bank last year. He also said that he was worried about Punk again. Punk got to you when he tried to cash in on Damian. He didn't. And Damian won that match and retained his title at the time. Seth came out, said, "You know what? One for CM Punk coming out." Of course, he added what he had to say too. He said that Damian wouldn't have defeated him. But we got to remember, that was when Seth Rollins was, if he were to lose to Damian, he was no longer supposed to challenge for the world title as long as Damian was champion. Damian Priest said, "You know what, Seth? I understood the circumstances that went on that night in Money in the Bank." He said he lifted that rule for Seth Rollins. That's what I would say if I was Damian. But I know they was pressed for time. And CM Punk, he got on Drew saying, "You don't have a soul. I snatched yours out of Hell in a Cell." Seth, Drew, you're obsessed with me, but I'm obsessed with WrestleMania. But long story short, CM Punk, that's true. But CM Punk, you obsessed with John Cena, and you know it. You know you're obsessed with John Cena. Then we thought John Cena was coming out. When his music hit, the crowd went crazy, only for Logan Paul to troll. He trolled, and it was wow. And Logan, he came out, he talked about the opponents. Some of his promos, not always there, but he did talk about Seth Rollins like he looked like Lady Gaga threw up or something. And he talked about CM Punk. CM Punk said, "Where you at?" Punk said, "I'm here." He came out to approach Logan Paul, and he ran. Logan Paul pulled a Hogan.
No, brother, doesn't work for me right now,
So he didn't want another Punk. And that was it. It was one of the best segments of the show of that night. But we'll talk more about this. We'll get back to more of this hype thing. This was definitely a good way to market the men's Elimination Chamber match ahead of Elimination Chamber. But let's get back here. Now here we had, this was crazy. This tag match was crazy. I just got to say that. This tag match was wild. This tag match, it wasn't even a tag match. First thing we know, Street Profits came out. They attacked. It was supposed to be Los Garzas versus North DIY. Either way, all tag teams, and we got a stat tag team in our SmackDown. We had the tag teams of all attacking each other. DIY, the tag team champions, Street Profits. We had Pretty Deadly come out. We had MCMG, and we also had Los Garzas. So 5 tag teams. Now, I'm pretty sure they're gonna set up some type of tournament in the future of who should be number one contenders to these titles. Because Street Profits talked to Nick Aldis backstage. He told them that they feel like the reason they've been on the tier that they have because they got screwed out of the tag team championship that was promised to them. And Montez Ford made that very clear to Nick Aldis. We don't see more of what's going to happen later. These teams went. It was chaos. It literally was chaos. Everybody, all the tag teams gave each other that work.
So whether you like it or not, you about to get that work, son.
So
let's move on to the next part of Friday Night SmackDown. All right, next part of the show here. Let's see. All right, we had another one-on-one match. Whoever won this match will go on to the triple threat for number one contendership. LA Knight versus Santos. I know people was complaining online. We've seen this match 1,000 times. We've seen this over and over and over. I know a lot of people were irritated with this whole match, but this match was actually good. I like how both men worked well off each other because they have been working together before in the past, and it showed that they do have some chemistry there. Definitely showed. I like how LA Knight has some good offense. Also, Santos Escobar had good offense. And the thing about it is, and we don't see Santos Escobar wrestle that much. He's pretty much managing Los Garzas. And he was high flying, doing his thing. They were so versatile, but Santos did a very good, they call it almost like a Frankenstein, but Hurricanrana off the top rope on Braun Breaker. So very good.
Santos Escobar every single time. No! Did you see that?
So that was a good part of the match. Now the match ended when LA Knight, was down. Santos Escobar was going to fly again, and LA Knight called with a BFT in the air to gain pinfall victory in advance in the United States tournament.
Looking for the crossbody. Oh! BFT in midair! BFT in midair! And then...
Good match by both men. They definitely did their thing. One of the most underrated matches of the night, I would say. Definitely good, though. Let's move on to the next part of the show. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Here we go again. I'm tired of this crap. I'm gonna talk about this later, but basically, KO and Sami Zayn, they had a segment. Kevin Owens was not there. He was at the Rogers Center. He said that when Sami Zayn's career is over, his family, Sami won't be able to financially provide for his family anymore. He says Sami Zayn's family will suffer, and Kevin Owens said he would not help them, no matter how bad they're struggling. Sami Zayn said, "I know I have to end this. I gotta end you, and I will end you." And that's it. Let's move on to the next part of the show. So I'm not spending all day talking about that. Anyway, we got another match for the United States tournament. Braun Strowman versus Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo, of course, being the sneaky heel that he is, he has a good advantage. But long story short, we have Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga interfere. Braun Strowman caught that chair Tama Tonga had. He caught Solo. However, Carmelo Hayes still outsmarted Braun Strowman. He pulled an Eddie Guerrero. He gave Braun the chair. He laid down. Ref saw it. Match ends and Braun Strowman being disqualified. Meanwhile, Carmelo Hayes will advance in the United States tournament, and he will be the third person of the triple threat match. So it'll be Carmelo versus LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. But this was clever of Carmelo Hayes. And by the way, Carmelo Hayes is still getting dubs. This is his fifth match in a row that he has won. Victory by pinfall or not, still victory. All right. We had a match here. I'll get to this match later. Let's talk about this here. The final boss, Cody. Cody comes out with Michael Cole. Michael Cole asks Cody Rhodes some questions. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna go with, is he gonna work with The Rock, be The Rock's corporate champion? As The Rock had approached Cody last week with a business proposition to be The Rock's corporate champion because he wants Cody's soul. And Michael Cole said, he had some talk from R-Truth backstage and CM Punk. CM Punk was honest. He said, the young CM Punk would have done it. However, he said the guy he is now, he told Cody, you should take the deal and only take it, shine up real nice, and stick it straight up. The Rock's part-time Hollywood. Oh, man, he went in. That was undisputed right there. And Punk didn't tell no lie, according to him and Rock.
I'm tired of being nice. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
So that was a good segment there, that part. Now, Cody, he came out. He was talked to by Michael Cole. Michael Cole interviewed him. However, when he was interviewed by Michael Cole, Cody Rhodes tried to say something else, and Michael Cole called him saying, "Don't deflect, don't deflect." And he tried to, but we know that The Rock came out via satellite. He sent him a new red truck video message, and he also talked about how, that he really hopes Cody takes the deal. He talked about a lot of stuff there. He talked about how, Cody, he had a belt that says Cody's soul. Now, he had the date of Cody Rhodes' dad, Dusty Rhodes, that passed away. That is the exact day he passed away, almost 10 years ago. June will make it 10 years. And he said that he missed Dusty. Rock said he missed Dusty Rhodes. He told Cody Rhodes, "Don't break my heart again." And I guess it's some clues in there talking about, Dusty passing away. He whispered that in his ear last year after WrestleMania 40. And we're going to see what happens at Elimination Chamber. Now, let's get to the other part of the show. All right, we got the women's match here. The women's match was a 6-woman match. Now, the match here, it was Bianca, Naomi, and Bayley versus Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. A lot of holes in this match. Wasn't the best match of the night. Naomi was botching. She botched a good spot there. I know Liv Morgan's head had almost hit the announce table when Bayley took it down with a dive. That was another slip up there. And Wade Barrett on commentary, he basically was trying to tell the audience that Liv and Raquel did not take out Jade Cargill. And Bianca did good on her crossbody, then Naomi with the kick. It was just one of the best matches of the night. Long story short, Roxanne Perez got the victory by pinfall for her team. And after the pinfall victory that she got for her team, Alexa Bliss, on one of the women of the Elimination Chamber match for the women's, came out here with a Sister Abigail DDT. And that was a good way to highlight all women. If you notice, with the exception of Raquel Rodriguez, all women that were Elimination Chamber were in this match. And Alexa at the end. So 5 of the 6 women were in this tag. Bianca, Naomi, Bayley, Liv, Roxanne, and then, of course, Alexa. But very good there. But let's move on to another part of the show, the last part of the show. Now, we know this is the triple threat #1 contendership match. It comes down to LA Knight, Jacob Fatu and Carmelo Hayes. Early on, we saw LA Knight and Carmelo. They both worked on Jacob. Then we saw Jacob, he get some work in. We saw Carmelo, he has good offense. He did the Melo don't miss on LA Knight. We saw the moonsault that Jacob did, which was solid. While Melo was on top of LA, he hit both Melo and LA with that moonsault. LA Knight with the crossbody. Jacob was on fire. He was on a whole nother level. Jacob was shutting it down. And it seemed like Jacob had the win in the bag. However, when he seemed like Jacob was going to get pinned Carmelo, LA Knight took Jacob Fatu out the ring and he snuck and gained the pinfall victory. And your winner and number one contender for the United States Championship, to face Shinsuke Nakamura, the United States Champion, LA Knight. And that's all it was I have for SmackDown. Now, we went over some things. This was the last SmackDown go-home show before Elimination Chamber. We gotta go over to Grady. Let's see how the show went. Now, we had Cody Rhodes appear. Him and Rock had he had a video message from The Rock. He was interviewed by Michael Cole. United States Championship Tournament. Then we had Tiffany and Trish, and then Tiffany had a match against Chelsea Green. A good 4 out of 5. Very good show. Way better than last week, I can say for sure. Last week was very mid. This one's much, much better. Now, you guys let me know, what did you think of Friday Night SmackDown for this week? Because I know I could say it was absolutely way better than last week. Last week was horrible the way Rock did that promo. It really was. I was not a fan of that at all. I really wasn't. I'm glad that they stepped it up, got better. Rock is not doing this improvising with the segments and all that stuff. So at least that is out of the way. At least that's done. This will be right before the Chamber, because we do have the Chamber coming. But yeah, I'm glad that some things were just finished with already. I'm very glad for that. But other than that, though, guys, you guys let me know, what did you think of Friday Night SmackDown right before the Chamber, because Chamber's going to be on fire. I already mentioned that before. I'm going to say it again. Chamber, it's going to be a Chamber that we're not going to forget. I'm just going to say that right now. It will be a very unforgettable Elimination Chamber. Now, you guys go to the community tab. Let me know what you think. Let's see what people are saying in the community. 68%. 68% of people gave it an A. 19% gave it a B. 11% gave it a C. 2% D or F. So, now we got to go over what went wrong and what went right. Let's go what went wrong with SmackDown. Some things I saw that went wrong. It's minor, but I got to mention anyway, despite being a great show. You guys didn't know, on my average, when I do before SmackDown show starts every Friday, this is one of the things I ask people they expected to see. If you guys remember, if you check my community tab, I put on here that it was originally LA Knight versus Shinsuke for the United States title. That was the original matchup. However, Nick Aldis made an announcement. It became a tournament that LA Knight won. And it was pretty obvious if you kept up with the preview of SmackDown. So I knew he was going to win because he was already slated to face Shinsuke Nakamura anyway. So.
You know what's going to happen? No. Words? You just made the list.
So that's one thing. But don't get me wrong. I'm glad they changed it to the tournament, which I'll get to in a second. I'm glad it became a tournament instead of just this, because it made SmackDown as a whole show that much better. Speaking of which, since it became a tournament for that, I will say that that was the case for the whole tournament. I will have to say it was a great tournament, but it was rushed. Now we had 4 matches for a tournament in one night. Think about it. We had Jacob versus Andrade. That's one match. LA Knight versus Santos. That's two matches. Braun Strowman versus Carmelo. That's three. Then you had Carmelo, Jacob, and LA Knight for the official number one contendership in the triple threat. That's number four. Four matches, one night for one tournament. And WWE does this a lot. When they set up a tournament, they do it so fast. Like when it's a tournament, I remember back in the day, Attitude Era and even Ruthless Aggression Era, the tournament lasted long. It made it feel like a real tournament. Now it's just so fast. A tournament ended one night. The only tournament that should end like that, I mean, it shouldn't even end like that, but that's my opinion on that.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No, you just made the list.
I just wish it wasn't four matches in one night. I get it that they want the number one contendership, but that was one of the quickest United States tournaments I've ever seen. Another thing I'll go at in like was SmackDown. This is too much with The Rock. I understand you want Cody soul. That was cringe enough last week. But did you have to put Dusty Rhodes' passing date on the belt for his soul? You took it too far, Rocky. Come on, Final Boss. You don't have to do all that. That was too much. I mean, it's getting too personal with the storyline.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No, you just made the list.
So I was not a fan of that. I don't know how you guys felt about that segment. When I saw the date on there, I was like, yo, that's when Dusty passed away. Why did y'all have to do that? I get that you want to make the story feel more authentic as possible, but did you have to do that? Goodness gracious, but that's the issues I saw on Friday Night SmackDown and issues. Let's talk about what went right with the show, because a lot of things did go well. First off, speaking of the tournament, despite the tournament was not the original plan for SmackDown, I will have to say the matches of LA Knight versus Santos and Jacob versus Andrade, and of course the triple threat as well, with LA, Jacob, and Carmelo that LA did win to become number one contender. These were some great matches, though. Like I said, I'm glad they changed from the original plan to LA Knight and Shinsuke to this. This was a good call on WWE's behalf.
Yeet.
So that's one thing I would say that was good. Next part of SmackDown, I have to say the cooking session of the men's Elimination Chamber promo, the hype up the match. Great. Everybody, I liked Damian Priest getting on Drew. Drew complaining like he normally does and being funny about it with comedic timing. CM Punk cooking everybody, not leaving anybody out of the equation, not even Damian Priest. Seth Rollins dressing like a fool, and he said what he had to say, and Logan Paul being the fool that he is as well. I have to say this was one of the best segments of the night. Most definitely.
Yeet.
But yeah, this was good. I will say this was a solid, though, very good parts of the show. Now, one more thing I will say I like about SmackDown. Thank goodness Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens feud is gonna be done after Elimination Chamber. Unsanctioned match. It's a great idea, but WWE has ran this idea into the ground so many times. I don't want to see this anymore, and I'm glad that's finally going to be over, because I'd rather have see Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at Elimination Chamber in Canada, where these guys are from, than WrestleMania 41. I'm just saying, I'd rather see it that way. So I'm okay with this, but please do not do this at WrestleMania and end it now, please.
Yeet.
But I will say that was good. Other than that, though, guys, that's what I have for what went right with SmackDown. So we went over what went wrong and what went right with SmackDown. Now we got to switch gears. We're going to get to this in a second. We will talk about these tickets, because these tickets, I'm really want to get into that, but I'm gonna hold off a little bit. I will hold off a little bit. One thing I will say, other than that, it's not too much going on. Um, I'm trying to see what else. It is other stuff going on wrestling today. Um, if it's not too much going on, I will say that you know I will say this. They had the lineup for Elimination Chamber. If you guys want to know, it's a little lineup. They literally have the whole lineup of how they're gonna do the whole match, the whole arrangement, the whole setup. So we'll go over that right now. Let's look that over and let's see. Let's see how it is. Let's see what's the best way possible of this going down. But let's look at it right now. And this is current news, which is basically for tonight. But this is the lineup. Lineup for Elimination Chamber. And this is reportedly, this is how it's going to go. They're first going to have the Women's Elimination Chamber match, kick off Elimination Chamber. Then second, Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus teaming up in a tag team match against Nia Jax, Candice, LeRae will be second. The Rock and Cody Rhodes segment will be 3. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens unsanctioned match will be number 4. And the men's Elimination Chamber match will close WWE Elimination Chamber 2025 in Toronto. Just want to notate that. You guys let me know, what did you got this lineup? Because women's opening will be good. They normally always have the women open up the Elimination Chamber for that matter. That normally is the case a lot. But we're going to see what's going to happen next as far as that goes. But I'm definitely looking forward to what's going on as far as the chamber goes. I'm definitely looking forward to see what's next going to go. And it's going to be some very good stuff going on. This, I would say, it will be ranked once again one of the best chambers of all time. The PLE, I'm not just talking about the matches, I'm talking the PLE itself. It's set up so good. I can't think of any hiccups that they may have when it comes down to it. I can't think of any. Maybe I'm missing something. And it's definitely we can't forget that people with we may get a special appearance. Somebody may pop out. Jade Cargill, Randy Orton, maybe Becky Lynch, maybe. Just maybe. But other than that, though, that's how I see how that's going to be for Elimination Chamber. Great setup again. And we're going to tune in. I will cover that tonight as well when it comes to Elimination Chamber. I will also discuss that and see how that whole thing's going to unfold as far as the PLE goes. Because it's the last PLE before Elimination Chamber. The last one. But other than that, let's switch gears. We are going to talk about good old WrestleMania 41. All right, we're going to talk about this whole ticket thing. So let's get that going. Give me a couple moments. I'm going to get this ready. All right, we're going to talk about some news today. Very disturbing news. I'm going to have one of my moments right now. disclaimer. Bonus round will be about WWE tickets have skyrocketed since TKO merger. Let's get it going. All right, let's talk about the current tickets for WrestleMania 41, biggest stage of the year. If you guys haven't noticed, Good Bread Wrestling or Figure 4 TV, he talked about this, and it made me want to dive into it as well. Salute to him for bringing this to our attention. WrestleMania 41 tickets, if you look right there for the 2-day pass. Now, this right here, I'm not advertising or doing anything, or am I promoting anything? I don't have a promo code. I'm just letting you know I don't. This is on TickPick. And the reason I mention this because most ticket stub apps like Ticketmaster, StubHub, they have a fee down there. It's always a fee when you purchase a ticket. This one does not have a fee. And if you look at the bottom, these 2-day tickets are exactly $14.27 without any fees. They don't include fees, no service fees at all. This is everything included. This is one ticket, not 2 tickets for 2-day shows. So if you do that, the math, $14.27 divided by 2 is $713.50 per ticket. That's right. I'll say it again. It's approximately $713.50 per ticket per day. So that means, where I'll put it, is $713.50 for first day of WrestleMania and second. That will equal to $1,427. Very expensive. I understand it's WrestleMania. It's a show of all shows. I get all of that. I really do. But this is just ridiculous now. And it's ridiculous. I don't like what they're doing, because this is really not benefiting the average wrestling fan. Now, if you guys look, let's look over past WrestleMania tickets. If you look here, we have WrestleMania 21, WrestleMania 22, 23, 24. We have, and I think that's 25. So out of these tickets here, in the old WWE regime, if you look there, the tickets at the time, they were pricey, but they weren't pricey like it is now. And this is 2021 through 25. So the years of 2005 through 2009. The tickets, if you look, they were $75 right there. That's the price of that ticket. Then you look down there for 22, that was $200. Then if you look at WrestleMania 23, that ticket was $30. Then the next one for WrestleMania 24, the Florida Citrus Bowl. I think that was the first WrestleMania they really started messing with. Well, they did it outside before, but bigger arenas. That was $250. And WrestleMania, the 25th anniversary, was $255. And we'll look at another one as well. This right here was WrestleMania 36. That was $408. Now, for those who don't know, this is years later. This is actually, 5 years ago. This is a WrestleMania 36 price ticket. And that was, yes, $406. And remember, WrestleMania 36 was the final WrestleMania where it was only one night. And now we go from that to today, which is $713 per ticket, which would be $14.27. So if you want to see WrestleMania this year, you're gonna have to pay $1,427 or more. And this is ridiculous that WWE's charging all this money. We already know that it's a part of the whole new regime and the whole TKO. We get that. But let's look at other. It's not just WrestleMania that this is the problem, guys. It's not just WrestleMania. There's other issues too. It's other issues as well, and we're gonna talk about it right now. Now, this is for an upcoming Friday Night SmackDown in April in Chicago. Those tickets is right now a little over a month. That's $276 for that ticket. Not too far from $300. And again, there's no fees included. There's none added. Everything that's out the door. But it's $276 for one show. And these are nosebleed seats too, guys. These are not all the best seats. If you look for SmackDown and WrestleMania, these are not the best seats in the house. Same thing WrestleMania. The seats in the back. If you see that pink purplish square, that's a nosebleed seat. SmackDown, same thing. This is near the middle towards the back. And they want $276 for this ticket. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to lose good quality fans who've been watching WWE since they were little kids or teenagers. And now that ticket pricing, according to the module of how the pricing is geared towards more upper class or middle upper class citizens. That's sad though. It's more showcased towards them. Now, the thing about it is when the fans now they see these prices and they see it's too expensive, they can't afford it, or just don't want to spend that kind of money, they gonna go elsewhere. Where can they go? Upcoming pay-per-view AEW Revolution. Now look how much this ticket is. This is AEW Revolution, the first pay-per-view of the year, only $94 a ticket. Now, yes, their ticket, yes, it's in the same nosebleed spot as WrestleMania and SmackDown, but at least it's under $100. And this is what fans gonna do. Fans are gonna pivot and go watch AEW show. And this is what, March 9th, a little over a month away. WWE, step your game up. So now you're probably thinking, oh, that's just one example. True, it is. So look at another example. AEW All In Texas. That'd be in July. Their WrestleMania, their biggest show of the year. How much they tickets are? $56. $56 for this ticket. It don't make sense, guys. So it's $56 for this ticket. I just can't believe it's the way they're charging all these people for these. It's just, I'm just at a loss for words right now. I really am. I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say. WWE's letting, it's just ridiculous how this far this has gone. I mean, let me know if I told a lie yet. Let me know if I told a lie towards this, because this is not cool at all. Have I lied yet?
I'm tired of being nice. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
It's too high for these tickets, guys. Way too high. So I just believe that WWE doing this with the tickets is just going way too far. It's just they let the success go to their head. They're trying to compete with NBA, NFL, MLB, other major sports, and you're not them. Michael Cole said you guys not even consider sports. You're cinema or telling a story, not really consider pro wrestling. TKO just wants too much for these tickets now. These tickets are way, way overpriced. And that's what people want to do. And then what's crazy about WWE, what they're doing is not only they want the prices to be high, they don't even want you going to see these other shows. If you look at it, they really don't want you. They know the AEW is cheaper, and they're not even going to try to bring the prices down. What I just noticed, what came to my attention recently, is if you guys didn't know, AEW All In Texas, which is in July, it is the same night as Saturday night's main event. Now, We've been knew that AEW All In was going to be in Texas in July. We know that for fans that follow AEW, that All In was normally in August, and they changed it after last year because Bash and Berlin blew them out the water. What is WWE doing? They go ahead and book Saturday night's main event ahead of that. They go ahead and do that, and they're doing this on purpose, guys, because they don't want you to go. They don't want you going to watch the AEW All In show. They're going to force the WWE fans, especially the hardcore ones, to watch Saturday night's main event instead, so you don't have to watch AEW All In. So not only the ticket prices are expensive, but they're trying to gatekeep you, the fans, and gatekeep from AEW to get any kind of success of people buying their tickets. This is savage right here, WWE, and they did this on purpose. And I heard that it says right here that July 12th, Saturday night's main event goes head-to-head with AEW all in Texas at Globe Life Field. Saturday night main event is back with a quarterly special NBC, delivering epic moments you can't miss. Who's ready for the showdown? Now, I knew that Saturday night main event would do another edition, but not the same night as AEW All In. That's savage, WWE. That's gatekeeper right now. Now, I know AEW All In, they ran their mouth and all of that stuff, but to book a show that you knew All In was going to be in July the same night, that's not cool, WWE. You're not going to let AEW eat. And I don't want you going to see the tickets either. You heard not AEW, but you heard the fans that may want to go see the show because you charge too much for WrestleMania. I mean, guys, you remember these tickets being this affordable. We probably thought 5 years ago $408 was too much. And now it's come down to $1,427 for a 2-day event, $713.50 each. I have nothing to say. WWE, they just greedy, and they're gonna lose a lot of good fans. And that's all I have for the tickets as far as that goes. And we're talking about here, the tickets have skyrocketed since the TKO merger. You guys let me know what you think of this whole situation. Have WWE have gone too far with the ticket prices, not just for WrestleMania, but for SmackDown, NXT, Monday Night Raw, all of it. And you know they also limited. That's why they don't have live event shows like they used to either. They trimmed that down as well, and they have the tours and stuff. But they used to have much more live events, but they said they cut that down due to not making enough money. But that's all they're about is money. That's all they're about. So, like I said, look at these prices. I mean, these prices are crazy. But AEW All In and AEW Revolution is much more affordable. You guys let me know. Will you check AEW shows instead? Would you still purchase WWE tickets or no? Or just watch it on Peacock like most people do? Still check out the content here, Red Carpet Ring. I appreciate it, guys. Until then, you already know what it is. It's OUNT.
Something happened this weekend, and I have been struggling with it since I retired, but this weekend gave me closure.
Wow.
It really did. Like, it was fun. Obviously it was fun. I mean, you can't, doing this for as long as I have and